Do you think there's a lack of understanding in our society?
I think there's a refusal to understand.
Wow, that's a strong word, refusal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've seen people, like, for example, every day the news would go like, this person was charged for this person was charged for this. And then the lines of forums of people would go like, jail them, it's not heavy enough, you should jail them, you should
Yeah.
kill them. You know, where does this vitriol come from? And when you walk down the streets of Singapore, you don't see people being so bitter and so angry.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, why do you become this monster where you feel that you can talk like that about people, but that the people who are reading it
Yeah.
will be affected by you. And if you are talking about them, it really affects them and it really hurts.
Yeah.
So I have very good friends within the industry who have told me not to read anything, and then they'll read everything for me and let me know if there's anything that I should know.
Yeah. It's a vicious world. I mean, even me being on certain public shows, sometimes I just read and read comments about people who have watched the show, and it's like some of them can be very nasty, right? And I can only imagine that amplified times 10.
Try 1,000.
My goodness. Bruce, what about you? What are your thoughts about this, especially among cancel culture? Because I think that they all seep into affecting our mental health. Yeah.
So, my belief, let he who has no sin cast the first stone. There are lots of keyboard warriors out there. You know, they sit behind a desk and not knowing the whole situation, just that few seconds of a clip, and they come to a conclusion and they condemn someone. I think that's absolutely wrong, right? Unless you know the whole situation, what it's like, what it's all about, then, only then, if you make a comment, I think it is acceptable, but not when you don't know anything about it. You know, like what he mentioned earlier on, you know, people walking down the streets can be, very friendly 1 minute, and then back home, they are this monster altogether, making nasty comments. Yeah. Why are people like that? That is the thing I cannot understand, because I do face a lot of issues of this sort from before.
Yeah.
Like, Singapore, a society as a whole, they're still not totally accepting of people like me who has a criminal past. Many of them would be smiling in front of me, but behind my back they used to like Alfred Hitchcock, that movie Psycho. Yeah. That I don't appreciate.
Did you go through you went through a deep dark period where you were struggling with your mental health, right?
Yes.
So you came out of that and you coped by, I'm assuming, because I'm listening to really going into your faith, right? Did you get any support from the community or people around you?
For my last imprisonment, when I came out in 2016, I found a lot of support from my church. All right, I made a decision to stop contacting and mixing around my old group of friends, and instead to find new ones. People who are more like-minded, whom I can lean on for support. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, because with this new group of friends, I know I can count on them.
Yeah.
To show me a better path in life. If I were to go back to my old ones, it's more or less what I know from before. Yeah.
And Samuel, what about you? Like, who did you go to for support? Did you have a community?
I didn't think I did, because when what happened, because I'm in the entertainment industry, right? So many, and I had so many Thai friends, right? I was in the posh luxury life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but none of these people are luxurious in terms of loyalty. So I guess not many, but there were a few who stuck by me. But then, and I have my clients who have been with me since I was a pupil, right? So they stuck by me, but most importantly, I think my mother stuck by me, and it was very unthinkable for me, because I wasn't very close to my family. Ever since I was born, ever since I could remember, I was a bit strange. Boys like to play soccer, they like to play football, they like to do stuff like that. And my father was like a soccer playing policeman, right?
Oh, wow.
And he kind of expected I would become this hunk of a boy. And I never became that. I always liked to read, and I liked to play music and stuff. So I always felt as if my parents were a bit disappointed with how I turned out. And living with like perceptions of who I am tempered my joys in my life, because I could never be what people want me to be. But when this happened and people turned against me, I mean, my mother was there the whole time. She told me that if she could take this from me, she would take it.
Wow.
And for someone to say that to you, I think would be life-changing. I mean, then you start believing, okay, if a mother could love like this, then if your God that you've grown up with has love greater than this, then you can be in very safe hands, because whatever happens in your life, you know, it's not for this life, but I believe that it's for better for me, and it's to prosper me. And then once I have that belief, then I will walk ahead. However tough it may be, it has been really, really, really tough. But I'm still talking to counselors. I'm still taking medicine. I'm going to my psychiatrist regularly. But to be able to have friends who stick by me, and my mother and my sister, I think that really made me strong.
I can understand how you feel, because it's like, you know, you feel that everyone, you know, the whole world is against you, and, you know, everywhere you look and you search, you can find no support. You know, during that time, it is, I tell you, Sharda, it's absolutely painful. It's so painful, you know, you're reaching out, but it seems like nobody cares about you, you know, whether you live or die. And then at that very minute where you're hanging on the last thread, just then, you know, someone comes up to say, hey, you know, be strong. That few words, I tell you, it means the world to us. It really means the world to us. It's not about the words, it's about your act, your sincerity, that people can feel.
Yeah, I think, you know, the ideal is to be able to walk into a clinic and, you know, be treated for your mental health issue and normalize it as easy as it is to normalize or be treated for a physical health issue.
I tell you, I couldn't. Right, because at the peak of my career, just a few months before the whole thing happened, I had 30, 40 lawyers, I had 30, 40 staff. Then on the management side, I had 30 artists I needed to feed. So I had to feed altogether about 100 people. And it was just me who was going out generating the business. I was working the whole day, and then at night I had to go out and meet people. I had to generate business. I had to go drinking, and I can't drink very well, but I've learned to drink very well. I don't like the taste of alcohol for some strange reason, but I can drink it. So now I can drink with the best of them. I don't like it. I have to go out and like smile and make silly jokes all the time. It's become second nature to me. I can turn it on right now if you wanted me to. But I became a persona. So I became Samuel Seow, the crazy entertainment lawyer. So people would say, he's not an entertainment lawyer, he's an entertaining lawyer. And I became this persona when actually inside, I was always this very shy. I just wanted to read at home. I just wanted to stay at home. But I had to put on this whole thing because I wanted to build this dream life of mine. I wanted to be successful so my father could be proud of me. I wanted to be successful so people could see that strange people like me can still go out and like achieve something. And I couldn't show any weakness by going to a psychiatrist, right? Because that would mean that I'm crazy. So if you go to my GP, I could go to my GP and take sleeping pills. I've been on sleeping pills for more than 10 years now, right? I can't sleep without it. And whether that's normal or not, I don't think it is. But I didn't think it was abnormal because I think I was living my best life, right? I was working so well and feeding so many people. I was winning Best Lawyer of the Year, top 50 lawyers in Asia. I was winning all these awards, right? So everyone thought I was successful, when internally I was actually slowly but truly dying inside. So I think maybe this was God's way of like waking me up. That wasn't the life I was supposed to lead, perhaps.
Yeah, it was almost like what it sounds like is like you're winning all these accolades and all that, but your mind and heart is trying to catch up with the momentous and successful persona that you were building.
I just want to be a good person, and I want to be able to go and get myself better. And one day, really experience happiness, because I think we were made for happiness. We were made for joy.
So. Yeah.
And I think if I was living like that and I wasn't really happy, then that wasn't the life I was supposed to live.